Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for the monthly meeting of the Louisville Metro Air Pollution Control Board. I ask for your patience as we get everyone in place and ready to begin. I will call the meeting to order in just a few minutes. Mr. Purdon and Mrs. King, are we ready to begin the meeting?
I believe so.
Thank you. I will call the regular meeting of the Louisville Metro Air Pollution Control Board to order. We are conducting the monthly meeting today by video teleconference. First thing on the agenda, we recognize that we have a quorum. I will conduct a roll call of board members that are present on this teleconference. When I call your name, please say here. Steve Sullivan.
Here.
Dr. Colbert.
Here.
Dr. May. Candace White.
Here.
Russell Mill.
Here.
Thank you. And Dr. Gersh. Mrs. Hampton, do we have any introductions this morning?
As last month, I am extremely pleased to be able to introduce another APCD employee. This morning, Jesse Moberly has joined our community compliance group as a compliance officer. He joins us with a degree in biology, and we're very glad to have him on board. Jesse.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Do we have any more?
Not yet, but boy, hang on until next month.
We got your public recognition.
Thank you very much, Chairman Milton. This morning, I have 3 people that I'd like to recognize. First, please join me in recognizing Eva Addison. She's one of the district's environmental engineering supervisors who will be retiring at the end of the year after 29 years. Ms. Addison began her service to her country and her community as a Navy Petty Officer First Class before earning her Bachelor of Science and Master's in Chemical Engineering from the J.B. Speed School of Engineering at the University of Louisville and beginning her career with the Louisville Metro Air Pollution Control District in 1994. It's very hard to recognize the breadth of Ms. Addison's institutional knowledge, productivity, and collective understanding of the district's regulation of stationary sources, including the STAR program. But let me try it this way. In 1994, the National Ambient Air Quality Standard for ozone was 120 parts per billion. At that time, we had 185 good ozone days, 112 moderate days, 44 days unsafe or sensitive groups, 21 unhealthy days, and even 3 very unhealthy days. In comparison, last year, we had 214 good days, 143 moderate days, and 8 unsafe or sensitive group days with a national ambient air quality standard of 70 parts per billion. This is a job well done. We're grateful to Eva for her service. Second, Dr. Daniel Garst, a physician in the private practice of psychiatry with a civil engineering degree from the University of Virginia, is retiring from the Air Pollution Control Board following completion of his appointed term. And finally, our board chair, Carl Hilton, has completed his final term as a member of the Air Pollution Control Board. This morning, we're joined by Deputy Mayor Barbara Sexton Smith, herself a distinguished member of the Air Pollution Control Board during the passage of the Strategic Toxic Air Reduction Program. And I'd like to invite Deputy Mayor Sexton Smith and Chair Hilton to join me here. First appointed to the board in July 2015, Chair Hilton received his degree in electrical engineering from Tennessee State University in Nashville. He worked at EI DuPont and Moores and Company for 33 years, retiring in 2003. Upon retiring, Carl served as the executive director of the West Jefferson County Community Task Force from 2007 to 2015. In 2017, he received the Lifetime Community Service Award from the Louisville Defenders newspaper. In addition to his dedicated service to the board, Carl is also a member of the Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity, Sigma Pi Phi fraternity, the NAACP, and the Green Council Baptist Church. Is that you there?
Yes. So Chair Hilton, Director Hamilton, honored distinguished guests and staff and board members. I call you fellow board members because I am part of the Alumni Association that has not been officially formed yet for those of us who've served on this prestigious board. Chair Hilton, I brought something today to just share and show. When I retired from my 3 terms of service, I filled an unexpired term first appointed by Mayor Dave Armstrong. And the Mayor, Jerry Abramson, saw fit to reappoint me to serve, as did Mayor Fisher. So when I left, many, many decades ago, it feels like, I was given a mug. And I thought I might give this to Chair Hilton. And then I realized every day when I drink right-handed, I'm looking at the Air Pollution Control District Board, and I thought, what a beautiful gift. And then I realized, as you all are all smiling, of course, it has my full name on it. I'm going to take that home with me. What I do have for you is I'm going to present 2 things. First, I'm going to give you the official city seal pin. As you leave, I hope you'll wear that with a lot of pride and with honor. But I also stand and rise before you to bring official greetings and recognition and an honor from the 51st mayor of the great city of Louisville, Mayor Craig Greenberg. And Louisville Metro, Craig Greenberg, our mayor, in recognition of your distinguished service rendered in the public interest for so many years, Carl Hilton is hereby proclaimed a distinguished citizen. Mayor Greenberg urges all of our residents and citizens to recognize you as such today, tomorrow, and all the days on this earth. Signed, sealed with a 24-karat fake gold and ribbon, and signed by Mayor Craig Greenberg. So congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And thank you so much for your service and your leadership. It makes a difference.
Now remember, we've been when we had the office at the Fair Avenue.
Yes.
And it's a pleasure to see you again. Thank you for this presentation.
You're so welcome. And every board meeting, every month, when I would go over to 810 Barrett Avenue, yes, I will always remember the address, because that was an annex building that was
Right.
built many years later. The hospital there, which people call the Urban Governance Center,
Right.
was built in 1923. Yes, to be the Kentucky Baptist Hospital. And that's the hospital where my mother took her cadet training for World War II, and the hospital in which I was born, and the morgue through which I walk each week as an adult to go upstairs to my office that I shared with Art Walters.
Wow.
Wow. And he and I served on the National Conference of Christians too. So I'm assuming you are not too much younger than I am. So those of you that could be our grandchildren, please revel in the stories that those of us who are chronologically gifted, we love to share and to pass on. Thank you for your legacy and your leadership. I shall think of you.
Enjoying,
Oh, yes.
Deputy Mayor says it's enjoying a cup of coffee and a lovely almost over nights.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Please welcome.
Oh, he got a comment.
So this is a very bittersweet moment for many of us. So please allow me to finish with this. Ralph Waldo Emerson, in defining success, said, "To laugh often and much, to win the respect of intelligent people and the affection of children, to earn the appreciation of honest critics and endure the betrayal of false friends, to appreciate beauty, to find the best in others, to leave the world a bit better, whether by a healthy child, a garden patch, or a redeemed social condition. To know even one life has breathed easier because you have lived. This is to have succeeded. The district is grateful to each of these people for their work in protecting Louisville's air quality and helping the district meet its mission to ensure healthy air for breathing, economic security, and prosperity for all Louisvillians. Ms. Addison and Dr. Garst were not able to join us today, so we'll be sure to provide them with a link to this meeting. And again, please join me as we recognize these fine people for their work.
Thank you so much for the remarks. Now, are you at full stamina at the district?
We are not, but I'll get to that in just a minute in my director's report. I'd like to thank Deputy Mayor Sexton Smith for joining us here today.
All right,
Thank you.
cheers.
Thank you. Okay, next thing on the agenda, the approval of the minutes. The minutes were submitted electronically to each board member and everyone else. Are there any questions, upgrades from board members regarding the minutes?
Not for me.
If not, here or not, the minutes stand approved. Thank you. I'd like to thank Sherry. I'm gonna miss her. She's where she actually is. Does an excellent job. And when I was reading these minutes, she kept everything that everybody said at the last meeting. So you've done a very good job since I've been here. Thank you so much. Next, the minutes of the regular meeting held on November the 15th were distributed electronically for your review. Are there any changes to the minutes? No changes? Here and none, the minutes stand approved. Thank you so much. Mrs. King, has anyone registered to make a comment this morning? Has anyone provided written comments this morning?
Received that.
Yeah. Are there any member of the public in the Edison room that wish to make a comment? If so, please raise your hand. You will be called upon. Seeing none, okay. Are there any members of the public that wish to make a brief comment on this video teleconference? Please raise your hand by video teleconference and you will be called upon. This is a feature you can find on the participant list or by pressing *3 and joining by phone, and you will be called. Seeing none?
Seeing none.
Thank you. Does anyone wish to speak this morning? That completes the public comment portion of the meeting. Now we're down to unfinished business. There is no unfinished business for today. There's no new business. No committees met in the last month. Mrs. Hampton, we have the director's report.
Thank you very much, Chair Philip. So we have continued to interview for our vacant community compliance officer positions. We still have 2 vacancies. We hope to have those filled in early 2024. If you haven't noticed yet, we're really fortunate that the district offers careers, not just jobs, and that we've had people who have been with us for their entire careers. A little unfortunately, those careers are all seeming to end at the same time, and so we are going to see some continued retirements in the new year. As we post those positions, they are posted on Metro's website. We really encourage you to let those people you know that we have really great jobs and opportunities for them here at the district career SDT.
As those folks retired, obviously they have lots of years of service and have reached a pretty high level in the district. The new jobs, are they fulfilling that high level, or obviously bring people up, but?
It's an interesting question that you ask, and it's a little complicated by some of our current vacancies in that we've completed that compensation study. So we have a couple of positions where the compensation study slotted a few of our vacancies into pay ranges, which we disagree with. In the past, we've been able to recruit, have a wide variety of applicants, particularly for some of our more program planning oriented jobs. Those are places where the political, policy, technical, legal all come together. We'd see a wide variety of applicants, and having some flexibility within a pay band allowed us to recruit some extraordinarily talented and very productive individuals right off the bat. Metro, in completing the compensation study, has created a more bright line and quite limited opportunity to be flexible with those pay bands. As a result, we're having to reclassify positions. I won't bore you with how hardly boulder it is to roll up the hill at HR to reclassify positions right now, but it is challenging. We'll continue to do that because our work requires replacing people at very high levels. It is challenging. So again, stay tuned for those. You'll see some of those begin to be posted in the new year. It is really bittersweet to lose this amount of institutional knowledge in finance. It's a little deep. So with that, we're going to, that's going to be our administrative challenge for the new year. Is kind of using the positions that we have on our chessboard to reclassify positions to provide us with the support that we need to do the work that we continue to see change and expand. It's not all static. So we'll have some new capacity that we'll need, particularly on some technical issues with modeling in the new year, and other places where we can support the opportunities we've seen with our grants.
Can you get ahead of the hiring process knowing the days these folks are going to be retiring?
So we have been able to double slot for several of our positions where we can bring in a candidate while we can still have some of that knowledge transfer. That's always an opportunity we'll take as appropriate. Any other questions? All right. So that's the district's administrative work, but we have that day-to-day air quality work. And to assist us with that, we will be welcoming 2 new board members, Ms. Charlie Bell and Dr. Sajad Jamil, to the board in January. For those of you who don't know, there are over 65 boards and commissions with many areas of interest, including business and economic development, land planning, parks and recreation, and public health and safety. And those are places where volunteers like you can give back to the community. So if you know of someone who is looking for an opportunity to serve, please encourage them to go to the mayor's webpage. There is a link there and a form that they can fill out to identify which boards they'd like to serve on. And once they do that, the Office of Boards and Commissions will contact them with their interest and their backgrounds, match specific vacancies. It's really important for us as a board and as a district that we let people know to get in that queue. So we need a diverse board. We have one, and looking forward to those board members joining us soon. For the district's work, and again, that means the board's work. 2023 has been a year of tremendous change. We have seen the retirement of a number of long-time employees, but we've also expanded our work with new community partnerships and stakeholders and opportunities like our recent sensor lending library and government-to-government environmental justice grants that give us new ways to better understand our air quality and the concerns of the community. Our work ahead will include standing up and operating a continuous hydrogen sulfide analyzer, which was finally delivered on December 5th at our Algonquin Parkway Air Monitoring Station, and deploying the handheld hydrogen sulfide sensors, which we received from the State Energy and Environmental Cabinet on December 19th for field investigations of emissions from the Morris Foreman Water Quality Treatment Center in the combined sewer system. And that will allow us to continue, our work with MSD on their efforts to reduce odors from their operations. Our work and that of our partners, the West Jefferson County Community Task Force, the Christina Lee Brown Environment Institute at the University of Louisville, Louisville Metro Public Health and Wellness, and Park Duval Community Health Centers, is going to take off very quickly in the new year. That's the $1 million grant from US EPA's Environmental Justice Government to Government Program for an ambient air toxics and health action for the Rubbertown area project to examine and address air pollution inequities experienced by residents in Westville, with a focus on the areas surrounding the Rubbertown industrial complex. This work has been expedited by US EPA. It is the largest environmental justice grant in EPA Region 4. So again, that work has already taken off in the background. To some extent, it is on the forefront of Ms. King's desk at this moment, and US EPA will be here in the new year to help kick that work off. Finally, our day-to-day Clean Air Act mission, which is implemented through our program planning, permitting, compliance, and enforcement of regulatory programs, and our voluntary programs. We'll continue with the anticipated strengthening of the National Ambient Air Quality Standard for particulate matter and our work on the current ozone standard, as well as our continuing work on air toxics. EPA had indicated that it would finalize the new particulate matter standard earlier this fall, or perhaps sometime this month. So really look for it early next year. Expect to see new regulations associated with ethylene oxide, a new and emerging contaminant. Additional phasing down and phasing out of hydrofluorocarbons, reducing emissions of methane, and the final new source performance standards for greenhouse gas emissions from new, modified, and reconstructed fossil fuel fired electric generating units, and emissions guidelines for existing fossil fuel electric generating units, all of which are intended to reduce emissions that drive climate change. Finally, in the new year, we expect to see the final new source performance standard for the synthetic organic chemical manufacturing industry and national emission standards for hazardous air pollutants for the synthetic organic chemical manufacturing industry in group 1 and 2 polymers and resins industry. That is its title. It's called the HON. So when I talk about the HON, I mean all that, which will require fence line monitoring, among other things, for certain sources in Rubbertown, and that is scheduled to be finalized in early spring. So that's just a few of the things that we know will be coming down the pike in the new year. And I'll leave you with that. 2024 is already shaping up to be a busy year. Are there any questions?
That one question, mention this $1 million grant, EPA, they don't issue maybe $1 million grant.
Did you not?
How many, over how many years?
It's a 3-year project.
3-year project.
It'll include a 1-year air monitoring project that will kind of replicate the original West Louisville air toxic study.
Yeah, they don't usually offer, that's very much, a lot of money, $1 million grant.
It is. And for us here at the district, it's the first one where we'll have partners who will be sub-awardees. So
That's great, congratulations.
their projects will pass through ours, but our air monitoring will support their work. It is a really impressive opportunity. I can tell you that one of the reasons why we're in a position to receive this grant is because of the work that the board has done through the years to put us in position to have one of the most stringent air toxics programs in the nation. And I take this description from some folks at EPA hard. We've been described as scrappy and punching above our weight. And because the board and the leadership have been able to use our ability to be more stringent very effectively. It's put us in a good position. Take a look at how the START program has changed emissions and what new work may need to be done. So I thank you all for your support of the district's work. It's controversial sometimes, it's complex, it's difficult. And I really appreciate everyone helping us with our work. Chairman Hilton, it has been my privilege to work with you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for the report. Any questions or comments from board members? Thank you. Both of you probably received the air quality report. Any questions on our township board? Enforcement status report. Excess emission report. Trying to get my notes together. Complaint investigation status report. Very detailed report. I didn't have any comments on that. Any questions, comments from any of these reports? If not, thank you. Before I adjourn the meeting, many of you, you know, today is my last board meeting. I feel so lucky and blessed to have worked with such talented and competent board members and the staff at the Jefferson Control. Thank you, Ms. Hampton, for your support. I've learned and grown so much from each one of you. I would like to thank for the attendees at our meeting. Thank you for your attendance and support of the board meetings. Thank you so much. Other than that, I think I'm going to adjourn my board meeting. Next meeting will be Wednesday, January 17th.